Hey guys! So, just like everybody else on this magical little sphere called Earth, things annoy the heck out of me. And these things are commonly known as pet peeves. They're different for everybody, but I would like to tell you guys my 10 top pet peeves. So, if you happen to ever encounter me in life's journey, that you do not do these things because I will subconsciously dislike you. When people stand way too close to you, like in your personal bubble, and they don't seem to care at all, but you are like hella uncomfortable. Literally yesterday, I was at the grocery store and this lady was behind me in line, and I like throw my stuff down and she like walks up right behind me like she's in a hurry or something, and she's literally standing probably like 5 inches away, like that far away from me, just like I can feel her breath on the back of my neck, and I'm like, oh dear. And of course, waiting in line, there's nowhere you can go. You're already in line. Like, I was tempted to just walk away, but then I'd have to wait in another line, and it would be so obvious that I walked away because she's breathing on my neck. Yeah, so I finally get to like the card machine or whatever, and I'm like turning it away from her because I'm like, you are literally standing like less than a foot away from me. You can see everything I'm doing, and you probably want to steal my identity. So I'm like trying to put my pin in like all discreetly, and then she's like, oh, well, this is awkward. Maybe I'm standing too close to him. And I'm like, when people click their nails on like the table or the countertop or anything, when they have long nails and they just sit there and do this. I don't have fingernails, so I can't really... Something like that, except the sound that nails make. I don't know why, it just drives me absolutely bonkers. I don't know, it just sets off something inside of me, my inner bomb, and I just want to explode and be like, stop. For the love of God, please stop. I can't concentrate or I just can't. Brain can't make thoughts when click goes. When people use the urinal directly next to yours, and this is like a true story, not a word of a lie. When I was at work and I was going on break, walk into the bathroom, go to your urinal, there's no one in the bathroom at all. And then all of a sudden I'm just like, relieving myself in privacy. And then all of a sudden this random guy walks in, goes right up to the stall next to mine, whips it out, does his thing, and then all of a sudden he just looks over, down, and he's just staring at my wang. Like, what? I was so angry and offended, and I felt so violated. Like, I feel like he raped me with his eyes, and I was not having it. I like stopped mid urination, and I don't know if you've ever tried this, but it is not comfortable. Stopping mid urination is like stopping halfway down a water slide. It takes a lot of effort. A lot. And like, nope. I just sucked it right back in, threw my pants over. I didn't even wash my hands. I walked out of that washroom and washed my hands in a different room where he wasn't. Let me tell you. So if you are ever one of those people, next time it happens, I will probably use violence against you, possibly. When people look over your shoulder when you're on the computer or texting or on any technological device while you're surfing the internet, or even like writing a paper or an email, or I don't care, just anything where somebody's just standing there watching what you're doing. Like, my dad used to do this all the time for absolutely no reason. I'd just be like on the internet, on Facebook or whatever, just like browsing, and then he'd walk up and be like just standing there, and I'm like, Dad, what are you doing? He's like, just standing. And I'm like, can you go away? And he's like, why? And I'm like, just cause it's awkward. He's like, why? Are you doing something wrong? And I'm like, no, it's weird. You make me feel like I'm doing something wrong, I feel guilty when you're standing here and all I'm doing is going through Facebook. Ugh, he just didn't understand, but he never did it again. When people can't make decisions, like this will happen a lot when I'm, say, like with my friends or whatever, and deciding what we want to eat or whatever. I'll be like, so where does everybody want to go for lunch or whatever? And then everybody's just like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. So I like start flipping out suggestions like, I don't know, Subway, Chipotle, Tim Hortons, Starbucks, like Quiznos. I don't care. And they're just like, I don't know, whatever you want. It's like, I don't care. I'm Then as soon as somebody all of a sudden makes a superior executive decision because no one else had the backbone to do it, and then all of a sudden they speak up and they're like,
I don't really want Subway. Chipotle is kind of pricey.
You had your chance to vocalize. Stereotypes and generalizations. Like whenever somebody tries to like put somebody else or me inside a box, like probably like one of the most common ones ever. Oh, that guy's Asian, so he must be really, really smart. I mean, that's not exactly a bad stereotype, but what if the poor guy wasn't smart and you just like expected him to be smart? Like, it's not cool. And like people actually like believe these stereotypes and generalizations to be true all the time. Like they'll see an Asian person walking down the street and be like, he's really smart, and totally believe it 100%. And I just lose all respect for that person. I'm like, that just makes you seem like ignorant and honestly just stupid, because you can't understand anything else. You have to put people in a box to be able to understand them, and anything beyond your tiny little closed mind just doesn't even make sense. So if you stereotype and generalize a lot, stop. It's annoying and it gets you nowhere, and people's feelings get hurt in the flow of it, because you know, people break stereotypes all the time. Maybe someone will fit into one stereotype or generalization and fit into nothing else related. You know, like it's not fair for the person, and it's not fair for you, and you're belittling them and making yourself look like an idiot. So just no, stop. Ixnay on the stereotype A. Okay? When people overuse the F word, I'm okay with like swearing or cursing or cussing or whatever you want to call it in general. Like, I don't care. When people just use like the F word instead of like very important words.
F. Why did you effing eat all the effing butter? Like, F. Are you an effing stupid F-tard? Like,
Okay, you just sound prehistoric minded, like you're a Neanderthal and the only word he knew was fuck. Stop, please. You sound uneducated. You're not speaking English. You're just repeating the same word over and over again and hoping people will understand what you're saying. Just no. Go back to school. When people text while talking to you, like I'll randomly be in a conversation with somebody, like really deep conversation, like telling people like important things or that are at least important to me, and then they'll just whip out their phone when they hear it vibrate and start like texting away, and I'll be like, are you listening to me? And they'll be like,
yeah, totally. I just have to respond.
and I'm like, okay, you can be the best multitasker in the entire world, but when you're texting somebody, you are not putting your full attention on somebody. So you could easily miss something very important, or you're not hearing what I'm saying at all, even though you say that you are. It's frustrating for me because you're not actually listening, and it's frustrating for you in the long run, because at the end of the day, you're not going to have a clue what I'm actually talking about because you missed it while you were texting your friend who is like 10 feet away from you. You know, it's just, no. Have some decorum and some social skills. Teenage girls on Facebook, and obviously that's a very big generalization, and I'm sorry because I totally just said don't do that, but like I'm talking about a specific kind of teenage girl, the like thirsty ones. I don't even know how else to put it, but they're just the ones that are like
boob shots, and they're like, look at my big heart.
All of a sudden, 10 seconds later, they'll post a Facebook status of like tears and broken hearts, and they're like,
guys only like me for my body.
Maybe if you would shove something else in their face other than your breasts, they would not think of you like that. Just saying. Number 10, and people try to tell me things about Psy that they assume I don't know, like they're all of a sudden educated or whatever. Like, I have been into K-pop for 4 years, and like, I just know, okay? All of a sudden Gangnam Style blows up and all these white people are walking around thinking they know things. You didn't care that I knew a lot about K-pop a year ago, and then all of a sudden Gangnam Style gets big and you're like,
Did you know that Psy is South Korean? Did you know that it's pronounced Gangnam Style and not Gangnam Style? Did you know that the girl in the video is called Hyuna?
thank you guys for watching. I don't think any of them are irrational, honestly. They're pretty normal, I would say. But if you think otherwise, leave a comment below. And if you have some really good pet peeves that are like funny or different or awesome, you know, leave them in the comment section below. And also like this video, give me a big fat thumbs up, like me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that jazz. And I will see you guys tomorrow.